Okay guys, so I'm gonna go watch Girl on the Train. From what I heard, it's quite a bad movie, but I don't care. I kind of want to see it. First trailer sold me, so there are the tickets. I'm about to walk in, so let's go in.
This time, no rules, no punishments, and no more secrets.
So I finally saw a movie that I have been anticipating for a few months, ever since the first trailer dropped. That movie is Girl on the Train. So I'm gonna give you my thoughts on this movie. Girl on the Train is basically a movie about there's this girl who's played by Haley Bennett in this movie, and she is a babysitter and all that, and somehow she goes missing. So her husband goes basically looking for her, where we get Emily Blunt's character, who's supposed to be the main character, but sometimes she doesn't even feel like the main character. And she is trying to remember everything that she has seen every time she passes by their house in the train. Then we got a backstory of Emily Blunt's character, that with her ex-husband who cheated on her and so on, and it's just a mess, and I can't even explain it that well. Good way to describe this movie: a mess. This movie was just a mess, and things were all over the place. You couldn't understand this movie. This movie is just very hard to follow and very hard to understand. Even when you're putting all your full attention to this movie, you just don't get it at all. Because I was really excited to see this movie, and I thought, watching the trailers, I thought this movie was going to be one of the best of the year, and I thought it was going to be an Oscar contender. But now I see it, and it's just your mediocre movie, that less than mediocre movie almost, that just isn't all that great. Emily Blunt, I thought she was going to give a great performance in this movie, but she plays this alcoholic character, and Emily Blunt can't play these type of characters. She could play a badass female lead like she did in Edge Tomorrow, or a dramatic character, but you can't really get her to play a character that's alcoholic and forgets everything and just starts mumbling things, and she's not great for that role. And she was just poorly written, poorly miscasted, and I don't think that she did such a great job really at all. Only till like the last 30 minutes, that's where I think she did a good job. But remember, this movie is 2 hours long, so that means just about a solid hour and a half she didn't do such a great performance at all. Then Haley Bennett, I think she's one of the better actors in this movie. I think that she did a fine job. I like her better in The Magnificent Seven, way better. She plays this very horny character in this movie, which is probably not Haley Bennett, but I think she did an okay job. Evan Sue, watching the trailer, I even forgot he was going to be in this movie, but he has a great role in this movie. I think he saved this movie, the acting in this movie, and I think that he did a really good job. I cannot wait to see him as Gaston in Beauty and the Beast next year. Another performance I thought was actually pretty good was Allison Janney's character. Too bad she was barely in this movie, but she had a decent amount of screen time for her character, and I thought that she did a very good job along with Luke Evans, bringing this movie down the hill a lot more than it already is. And I think that those two actors really really did a great performance for this movie. The guy that played Emily Blunt's ex-husband, I thought that he did actually a decent job. Again, I don't think he tried as much as Luke Evans or Allison Janney, and same for the woman who played Emily Blunt's ex-husband's wife. I thought that she was very misunderstood in this movie, but she was fairly written into this movie where you kind of know where she's coming from. But I was just expecting better performances than what we got during this movie. Writing this movie, again, it's just this movie, you don't understand it, you don't know what's happening, so it's not really good writing at all. The mystery slash suspense movie I wanted. It's more of a dramatic movie, and I was just very disappointed, very let down by this movie. It was kind of boring throughout the movie till the last 25 minutes, which were actually kind of, you know, on the edge of your seat, and those were good, so that saves it from me giving it a lower score. So if you were to tell me out of 10, I'll give this movie a 5, which in letter grade is a C-, but in my rating system, this movie's just out of your mind forgettable. I think this movie's worth paying full price or matinee for, but I do think that at least renting it at Redbox when it's out on DVD for $1 is okay, but still, I think that maybe if it's on HBO one day for free, I guess that you could just watch it, and I guess you'll be glad that you didn't pay to see this movie in theaters. But maybe when it's on HBO or on FX, then you could watch it, but it's not such a great movie at all. It's your typical cliche suspense movie that you would sadly not remember much about it after you see it. Anyways, have you seen Girl on Train? What you think about it? I'm very curious to find out, because some people love this movie, some people really dislike this movie all the way to hell. But what you guys think about this movie? Very curious. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later in my next movie day.